17 seconds in, I'm going to say we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Just untangling some entanglements here in my hair. Hey, Debbie, how's it going? Justin Ruth, if you make it to the actual show, congratulations. That was 4 notifications I think I just got. Great. Everybody knows we are live. If you're following on YouTube, then you know we are live. YouTube really gets those notifications out, which is great. Hey, Sam. Empower. Are you empowered? Okay. Good. Justin, hello. Hello. Doc. I'm at work, but I got you live in the kitchen. Okay, cool, man. Right on, Doc. Hey, Jim. Karen. Yes, says Empower Sam. Hippie chick. Hey, hippie chick. Cool. Just untangling the entanglements here. Having to back away so I can see the full length and strength here. I gotta back away from the length and the strength. I've got the cannabis is all boxed up. It dried out nicely today, and I checked it. It was really crispy, so I decided, no, I better box it up, check it again before I go to bed tonight. You know, one last time, and then maybe box it overnight. It might be ready. You know. Empower Sam says, I can't wait for this live feed. Really? Well, that's nice to hear. I'm glad somebody's excited that I'm going live. That's very nice to hear. I'm doing good. I just spent some time cleaning the Roxer. It's not running. Ugh. There's something wrong. There's something. How many plants? It's not approximate. It's 6. There's nothing approximate about it. It's 6 plants. I got 6 pounds, over 6 pounds on one of them. I got 4 pounds on 2 of them. I got 3 pounds on 2 of them. And I got 2 pounds on one of them. For a grand total of 22.5 pounds. Yeah, 22.5 pounds. Good yield? Yeah, it's a good yield. It is. It's a real good yield. It's on 6 plants, it's probably a bigger yield than probably 99.9% of all people who grow cannabis. Probably. Yeah, it's good. If good is the word you really wanted to use there, yeah, it's definitely good. Is the sarcasm boiling over, or? He's detecting a little attitude from me, maybe. Always exciting to me to see you, Nate. Oh, thanks, Doc. Excellent. Ah, there you go, Jim. There you go. There you go. Excellent. Yeah, it's an excellent fucking yield. You goddamn right it is. I'm proud of it. Anytime somebody can get 6 pounds off of a single cannabis plant, that's doing real good. Especially if it's not a high producer. And Jack Hare is a big producer, but it's not one of the heaviest strains out there. That's for goddamn sure. I barely had any branches break on that plant. You know, I've grown plants before where the branches just snap because the buds are so fucking heavy. So I know I'm doing really good if I got 6 pounds off of Jack Hare. Damn, my hair's getting long, huh? Look at that. You guys see that? Look at this long hair, man. I think it's grown a few inches. I think it's getting healthier. Maybe it's the scrubbing of the scalp is helping the follicles. And the hairs are staying longer. Not breaking and snapping. Who knows? Maybe it's my diet. Maybe it's the vegetables. No red meat. You know, I barely have any red meat in my diet. Maybe that's what it is. I heard red meat kills your hair. You can see a lot of bald barbecuers out there. There's a lot of bald men that barbecue. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay, what the hell didn't do wrong? Karen McDonald. Hey, Nate, how can I contact you personally? Nellie Hawkins. Nellie, the best way to contact me personally is on Twitter at Nays Garden. Message me at Nays Garden on Twitter. Looking like a wizard with all that hair. But Nellie, certainly, I mean, unless you're trying to get with me, you probably shouldn't contact me. You know, unless you're looking, you know, for a hot millionaire with everything going for him. Yeah, you probably shouldn't contact me personally. I doubt that there's anything that I want to hear from you unless it's, yeah, I'm young and gorgeous and I think you're amazing and I want to go out with you. Seriously though. Yeah, then don't fucking message me. Yeah, don't message me. Do not message me, married woman. Do not message me. What you want to do is just, if you have a question, just ask me point blank on here. Of course, we don't talk about buying and selling shit because I don't buy and sell shit. Period. So there's no reason for you to message me, is there? And we don't call it medicine. We call it what it is. It's cannabis. That's the other thing. Karen McDonald, did I do something wrong? Karen, what the fuck are you going on about? You seem like you need a fucking diaper change or something today. Let me know. Let me know what's wrong with you. So are we good? We're all straight here? My hairspray held all day. I can feel it. It's still in there. It's good hairspray, man. Yeah, I don't fuck around, man. Dude, I don't fuck around. I just wasn't trying to bring my personal business to a live stream, so I apologize for even asking. Okay, cool. I'm not interested in your personal business. That's for goddamn sure. Yeah, if it's something, Nelly, that you can't talk to me on the live stream about, I'm not interested in it. I'm not a psychotherapist. I'm not a fucking, you know, I'm not a counselor. You know, whatever your personal business is, it's none of my business. I'm not trying to make it my business. Okay? If we can't talk about it in front of everybody, we can't talk about it, period, unless you're talking about wanting to come over here and suck my dick. Nelly goes, wow! What? Wow. What, do you think I'm here to fucking, to do your bidding, Nelly? Do you think that's why I'm on here? To do your bidding? I'm not. I don't know who you are. You're a fucking photograph on a goddamn social media site. You don't even put your own fucking face on Facebook for your fucking avatar. What do you expect from me? You expect me to treat you like a real person? Maybe present yourself as a real person to start with. You know, I don't take people like you seriously at all, ever. You know, try a photograph of you. Unless you're supporting Julian Assange like most of us are. Like the good people do. You said I was being sarcastic, lol. Karen McDonald. Huh? What? About what? What? I change it all the time. My daughter and I went to Lake Huron and loved the pic I took. Well, that's good. You know, don't expect me to fucking, you know, to, yeah, see yourself out. Go ahead. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody wants you here, especially me. With your personal fucking business. You know, I make it really clear on here. If, you guys have something you want to discuss with me and it's off this show, I don't want to fucking hear it. Okay? Unless you want to suck my dick and you're a beautiful woman with a lot to offer, I don't want to fucking hear it. All right? That's it. Don't waste my fucking time. I'm not on here to solve your fucking problems. All right? I offer plenty of that with what I do every day. I don't need your fucking personal problems to fucking pile onto it. And found out for yourself, Craig? There you go. It's all there, isn't it, Craig? That's all you got to do. You get a lot out of that website, don't you? Jacob's having a good time. I don't mind answering your questions, but you gotta fucking ask me. You gotta ask me the fucking question so I can answer it. Right? Doesn't that make sense? If you guys would just fucking play along, you would get everything you want out of the show. You know? You just gotta play ball. That's all you gotta do is play ball. You gotta learn how to play ball. Because when you're not playing ball, you're sitting on the bench. You know, the fact that this person obviously couldn't just ask me the question pretty much proves to me that it was something I wouldn't be interested in fucking hearing at all. You know, I'm not here to do business with anybody. I'm not here to hear your fucking personal business. I'm not here to fucking talk about medicine. You know, you obviously don't watch my fucking show. We don't use that word. And why the fuck am I going to give you my fucking private time? I have thousands of motherfuckers that come in here and support the shit out of me every fucking week. You know, when one of them needs something, I'm going to go running to them, not some new person who I don't even recognize, who's too much a pussy to put their fucking face on Facebook. Right? Yeah, Craig, we don't use that word on here. We call it cannabis. Craig, just so I think I can reach you. I think you're reachable, so I'm just going to try. Craig, the word weed comes from William Randolph Hearst and his whole clan of people that got cannabis banned back in 1937. They used to call it the devil's weed. So when you use a word like weed, you're parroting William Randolph Hearst and using his word that got it banned. I don't want to show William Randolph Hearst any respect by using his terminology. I'll go back and call it what it was originally, cannabis. And Craig, you can make that choice too. We don't call it weed on my live stream, period. Nay, how do you stop mold before it starts? Mold grows in high humidity and warmth. Mold loves high humidity and warmth. So you got to watch that humidity. You got to have a lot of airflow when you're curing and drying. And keep your eye on it every day. Okay, sorry, I didn't know that. Hey, Craig, you don't owe me an apology, bro. That's the best part of this. I'm just giving you some information. You can take it or leave it. Bro, Craig, you can even tell me to go fuck myself and say, hey, man, I'll smoke my pot, weed, marijuana, dope, reefer, whenever the fuck I want, dude. And you can take your fucking snobby, fucking connoisseur, fucking holier than thou ass and go fuck right off, and I ain't ever coming back to your podcast again. And Craig, I've got that from a lot of people. In fact, I get that from so many people, they won't even say it. They'll just leave. And I know that. I take a big risk, and it's not, hey, this is me not being cool. I don't get to be cool. And you know, if I was cool, I'd probably have 1 million followers, but it would be phony, man. You know, and if I played that game, if I played that, oh, I'm gonna be cool and call it weed and pothead and dope and I'm a stoner fam. Oh, I'm so cool, stoner fam. Um, you're not accomplishing dick by calling it that. You know, we're trying to win hearts and minds over for cannabis. We're trying to get access for everyone. We're not just trying to feel cool in our little cliques. And that's stoner fam, and that's all that fucking marijuana bullshit and all that weed bullshit. That's just people using cannabis so they can feel good about themselves. You know, I'm willing to take the hit. Thank you, Craig. I love you, buddy. In fact, Craig, I'm going to smoke this cannabis for you, bro. I love it. I had a feeling that, Craig, that you were reachable, bro. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was, man. It's something you said before. I said, this guy's going to listen to me. This guy's an intelligent guy. He's going to listen and he's going to understand. These words have a history. We don't want to forget that history. And by using the negative words, that's not exactly a good way to do it. But by correcting ourselves, I think is. And by saying, hey, we don't use that word and this is why, this is the history, I like that way better. You know, it's like people used to come in here and use the N word. What's up, my N word? You know, they'd come in and say that. For years, people would do that. Do you know it's literally been years since I've seen that on my live stream? People don't do that shit anymore. And it's not me, and it's not that they're afraid or anything like that. No, 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 no. It's the fact that people are starting to catch on. That's just not appropriate, man. It doesn't apply to everybody. It's exclusive, it's inclusive, it's negative, it's divisive, it's discriminatory. Oh, and it's racist as fuck. And I don't care if you're a black person or a white person or any fucking person using the N-word, it's fucking racist. So when people stopped using it, I noticed, man, I was like, God, it's like people are starting to catch on to this shit. And I hope that people catch on and understand that the history behind cannabis as well. And the word marijuana, why it's racist and why we should never say it. You know, unless we're talking about history. And we're talking about why someone would make that word up and make it sound Hispanic and Latino, you know, so that they could get cannabis banned in the United States. And it resulted in our extinction. Yes, all of our extinction. We are dying out. Humans are dying out. Everything is dying out. It's because of William Randolph Hearst banning cannabis. We could trace it back. I can explain the whole thing. I don't have the voice to do it. I don't have the energy. You're just going to have to take my word for it and trust me when I tell you. The banning of cannabis is why we're going extinct here in a few years. We're not going to be around much longer. I know a lot of you guys were hoping for Mars and space exploration and Star Trek and shit. But remember, Star Wars happened a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. That's not the future, man. Star Wars was the past. We're not going there. We're not headed there. We're never going to get there. You know? And it makes total sense when you think about it. A long time ago in a galaxy far away. I mean, think about that. It was a long time ago. They had such technology in that movie. And they want you to see it's not about time. It's not about your time. Your time's almost up. You're never going to make this. You're not going to get to, you know, travel at light speed and see the stars in a blur as you race, you know, from one point in the universe to another, from galaxy to galaxy. Well, TJ Bateman, the good news is you've got a few years left, so make the best of them. We're not dying tomorrow, bro. And that's what's important, and that's what you need to know, and that's why I'm still doing the garden. And that's why I'm teaching people how to grow. You guys have time. What's my understanding in calling someone black instead of mixed race? I don't know, man. You know, I am not an expert in terminology. Okay, I'm not an English major. I'm not an expert in race relations. I'm not an expert in political science or sociology. Tyrone, you are just asking the wrong person that question. I'll answer anything that I can, but that one, is beyond my scope, man. It's not that I don't want to answer it. It's that I just don't know the answer, bro. You know? Mixed race, black, mulatto, you know, mixed, blended. I fucking hate that one. Whoever came up with blended, I want to grab them by their hair. I hope they got long enough hair that I can grab it, fucking yank their head down, and just start punching their fucking face with my other fist until my one fist meets my other fist that's holding their hair. Blended. You are a cunt. Whoever invented the word blended to refer to a mixed race family or whatever, you are a fucking cunt. Okay? Fuck your blended bullshit word. I hate that fucking word. We are next on the extinction list. The term is mulatto. What did I say? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, mulatto. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know these words. That's why I say you're asking the wrong person. Huh? Splendid answer to that question. Ask Trevor Noah. Yeah, ask somebody else. Don't ask me. You know, I will tell you this. I will tell you this. I will tell you this. You guys might not like it. Kamala Harris is not black. She uses that when it suits her. Like when she's running for vice president of the United States. Oh, she's a black woman running for vice president. She's not fucking black. All right? So, you know, if you're half and half, you can't call yourself black. You can't call yourself white. You're neither. Sorry, sucks to be you. Come up with another word. You know? Those are terms that are reserved for people that are pure. Pure black. Pure white. Both parents were black. Both parents were white. That's a black person. That's a white person. Kamala Harris doesn't get to call herself a black person. She's a dumb cunt. That's what she gets to be known as. And that's it. She's a cunt. Now, I'm not saying that mixed race people are cunts. I'm saying Kamala Harris is a cunt for trying to pass herself off as a black woman. You're not. You might feel black. You know, you might have an afro. You know, your hair might be kinky. You might have a broader nose. You could have thick lips. You could have dark skin. But if one of your parents was not black, you're not black. Fuck you. Come to me with it. Who's saying they're black? Who's saying they're fucking black? Huh? Come see me. You know, you better come up with another name. You know, you want to blame somebody, blame your fucking parents. But you're not black and you're not white. You quit trying to be one or the other. All right? Because you ain't. And you never will be. Accept yourself for how you are. You need to come up with a name for it? Fine. I'm okay with that. Blended is fucking stupid. Don't use that word. See it doing it, black lol. It's mixed. Tyrone, I'm blocking you. Blocking you. You don't put a period after every fucking word in a sentence. I can't read your shit, so now you're blocked for being an idiot. Yeah, and if that's what you were asking me, I hope that answered your question. Person that I fucking blocked and couldn't give a fuck about. Okay, Google. Is Kamala Harris black?
I can search the web for that.
You're a stupid.
Just tap the
You're a
search
stupid fucking cunt. Kamala Harris is Asian and black. You can't be Asian and black. Are you fucking kidding me? Jesus fucking Christ. she is the first African American. Bullshit! She is not African American! Bullshit! They're trying to say she's the first African American sworn in to hold the office. Yeah, bullshit! Yeah, there it is! There it is! African American! African American, I fucking love it. Oh, when it suits her. You know, when she wants to be the fucking shatterer of glass ceilings, oh, all of a sudden she's African American. Oh, yeah, that's convenient for her, isn't it? Fuck that. And you know, this is coming from somebody who's 97% pure. Okay, I'm 97%. So, there's no question as to who the fuck I am. And I can definitely sit here and look at other people who have mixed backgrounds, and I can firmly say, you're a fucking mutt! How about that? You're a fucking mutt! Does that bother you? Fuck you. You know, the reason I say that, anybody that fucking tries to claim one or the other, if you're mixed and you try to claim one or the other, you're a fucking mutt to me. All right? You're Heinz fucking 57 to me. We're all African and part Neanderthal. That's what I heard. Pretty sure you're right. Pretty sure you're right, Jacob. Mutt pride. Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with being a mutt. Roscoe was a mutt. He was a fucking awesome dog. All right, Cyberstyle, no law regarding cannabis. Cannabis isn't just for all. Cheers. Remember, you're only a mutt if you fucking try to claim that you're black when you're half and half. Or you try to claim that you're white when you're half and half. Then you're a fucking mutt to me. Fuck you. You're nothing to me. Get your goddamn identity sorted out, motherfuckers. I told you I'm not an expert on this. You might as well ask Archie Bunker. Y'all a bunch of meatheads. Thank you, Kat. Hey, Jennifer. Man, that peyote cookies is really tasty. That has got a really funky, fine taste. Appy overtones. Oh, yeah, TJ. Thanks, buddy. It's getting a little hot in here. Getting a little hot in here. Ooh, 4, top of the hour. Graham Elwood went live. Government secrets. Graham and fucking Lee Camp are live. What? Let's go fucking hang out with Graham and Lee Camp, guys. These are my buddies. My friends. Graham Elwood. Graham Elwood. Government secrets. I'm number 5, thumbs up, everyone. So happy to be here, everyone. I'm doing my best Paul Lynde right now, everyone. I wonder if I can send him some money. I love him so much, I'm going to send him some cash. I'm going to try to send him some cash right now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Government Secrets episode, I want to say 14. And I doubt, I know I didn't check to see what, I doubt they did either. We're going to bring Leon in a second. It is Friday, October 30th, 2020. We are streaming live. Hit the like button on my YouTube and also on the Rockfin. And of course, this also gets released as an audio podcast on iTunes and Spotify. So if you're listening on one of those platforms, please hit the
How can I try your stuff?
give it a good review and all that business. That helps all of the
can't,
analytics
TJ.
of our show.
I don't think you can. I don't know you.
And then, of course, hello, Anthony, Backyard Politics, Sandra, Dr. Hellcat, Rutherford, David, Ricky. We'll bring the Vegan Cartel. Uh-oh, the Vegan Cartel's here. That's bad. And, of course, people are watching on Facebook as well. All right. And let me bring up this stuff for one of my government secrets. Yeah. So all this stuff reads out. Okay. Bring that up. What's up, Nays Garden? Great way to support the show is do what Nays Garden is doing. He just hit the dollar icon button at the bottom of YouTube. If you're watching on one of the other platforms, you'll have to come over to youtube.com/GrahamMiller to do that. So happy to see you live. I'm multicasting you guys and enjoying my favorite finger food, cannabis. Outstanding. Outstanding, Nays Garden. I've been on Nays Garden. Check out my episodes. Some of the other friends of the show have been on there. Ron, Stephanie, all those fine peeps.
Wow. Wow.
Right on. All right.
Wow.
So if anyone wants to do any super chats, I will get to those after Lee and I do Government Secrets. And of course, Government Secrets will be released on Lee's YouTube the full hour. It's roughly an hour.
Oh my God, that just
on
made
his
me smile
YouTube,
so
on
much. My
YouTube,
face
and
is
then
gonna
the
hurt.
full hour is also available as an audio podcast on iTunes and Spotify. Oh, we just lost Lee. What happened?
Lee will be back. Lee will be back here. I'll get Lee back for you.
Hello, everybody watching on Facebook. Okay, Lee's back. Looks like. Here we go.
I did it.
Let's see.
I
Lee
brought Lee back.
is up and running. Yo, Lee Camp is here.
Hello.
Lee's
How
here.
you doing, buddy?
My buddy
All right,
is.
how are you, man?
Welcome. I think it is Government Secrets, episode 14. Lee Camp and Graham Elwood here.
Absolutely, it is. I'm trying confidence this week. That's my new thing.
just confidently saying anything. Hey,
Oh my God, it is so episode 14.
Yep, done. I like those guys. They're
I
just
love
like,
this,
yep,
man. I love
perfect.
this. These guys just make me so happy.
Yep, that's absolutely correct. And they're just, and usually like if those are the people you're working with on some type of project, that's like almost assuredly the guy that's just gonna flake and bail and not get anything done, right?
Oh yeah, or just make horrible decisions, but be like, yep, stamp it, signed, sealed, delivered. Yeah.
Punch it, done deal. Yeah, but you said you're gonna get that done by Friday. Friday didn't hold, so we're pushing it to next year. Okay. What? What are you talking about?
Friday didn't hold.
It's just, what are you talking about? What do you say it didn't hold? What do you mean? Just they all have like those quick, short terms. Punch it.
Absolutely. I mean, you just defined the entirety of Donald Trump. You know, it's all positive. It's all positive thinking, quote unquote positive thinking, which means positive for whatever he wants, and short sentences, 3-word sentences. Yep, done, beautiful, wonderful, best ever, perfect.
It's Dale Carnegie through the prism of a sociopath, narcissist, just like
Which Dale Carnegie was. So.
Yeah, just that's what Trump does. Everybody, when he'll put in "everybody knows this" on one of his statements. That's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody said I killed coronavirus. It's gone. It's
I killed it.
perfect. Bigly.
Everybody knows this. Like it's just that is such the like narcissist. It's also like a high school thing. You know? Like everybody knows that you're wrong and you're on my side. Everyone's on my side. Like they're just like they need the whole lunchroom to be on their side to push whatever nonsense. And it's like,
Well, that would make sense. I mean, Trump stopped advancing, like both emotionally, intellectually, and everything else in about beginning of high school. So.
right, which is probably when he started doing coke and Adderall.
Yeah. Well, because he always wanted to be like the sober guy who's like, oh, you guys do that stuff. He was just snorting Adderall into the bleachers. He's like, I don't drink. I don't drink. Drinking, it killed my brother, and it was sad. He was pathetic. He was a loser. He was a loser. Hold on a second.
Adderall makes me make good business decisions.
Yeah.
Book, done. Everybody knows this. You know what I mean? Trump does sound like the kind of guy that's like coked up at a party trying to get you into some business deal. You know what I mean? Just like, or he does Adderall, just like, yeah, that's right. Let's build a wall. Build a wall. You want to fucking join Space Force? Let's do Space Force. You want Space Force? We're gonna buy Iceland. You in? We're buying Iceland.
We're buying Iceland. We're nuclear bombing that hurricane. That hurricane's done. It's a loser. That's a loser hurricane because we nuclear bombed it.
Oh, you build the wall? I'm building it 20 feet higher. Done. Book it.
I'm sending them $100.
Book it. Book the wall. Book it for something. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Oh my God. Trying to be in Trump's like assistant who's got to jot down all his crazy ideas, just like I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
how many 3 a.m. insane phone calls has Trump's assistants had to get over the years?
how many? Hey, what? It's 3:05. That's fine. How many times have we bombed hurricanes? We've never bombed a hurricane. Well, what about the last one? We killed it, right? Killed a hurricane? Bomb this one. Bomb this one twice. I don't know what's happening.
All right, socks that don't have toes because the toes are out making deals on the stock market.
Jimmy Dore! Jimmy Dore just donated $20 and I bumped Jimmy with 100. Oh my God, this is fucking amazing. Oh my God, this is fucking awesome. Holy shit.
Diet pills. It was just
It's
like
a fucking bidding war between Jimmy Dore and me.
Diet pills. That,
I'm so excited right now.
That's all he had.
It's so
He was doing booty bumps and diet pills back in the early 80s.
Oh, weird Chinese diet pills. Actually, I saw them at Bonnaroo, I want to say, and oh my God, they were amazing. It's the best EDM film I've ever seen, is weird Chinese diet pills. Just shuffle dancers on stage.
I don't know what to smoke. I'm going to smoke something different.
That's the tune he hears in his head. Everything he does. That's
the alien overlord.
Yeah, when he's like, everybody knows this.
I'm fucking freaking out right now. I can't wait.
The best for the black community ever.
Does he not even know?
He is his own hype man.
He doesn't even know
Basically,
Jimmy Dore is
his
in the
brain,
audience.
He has 5 guys behind him going, yeah, boy.
I can't wait.
Oh,
I can't wait for him to find out.
out.
That's why he only all he's done for 4 years is go to have. I mean, he was having rallies after he became president because it's like he won. You don't need to campaign anymore because he just needs that.
turn the fan off.
That's right.
Oh my God. Yeah. That was some of the most bizarre shit where it's like, dude, you've been in office 1 year, you spent most of it golfing, maybe doing a rally for what? Why don't you do some fucking work?
Why don't you remember when his
I gotta
schedule
shake
came
it out.
after
I
he's
gotta
been
shake it
president
out.
like 9 months or a year?
It's a
and
little
just,
hot in
all
here.
these massive blocks of like presidential.
Oh, private time, right?
private time.
Yeah. It just said like private time, just endless. And he was like, most of these presidents get up. Granted, they're doing it to destroy the world, but most presidents get up at like 6 a.m. to do their destroy the world work. And Trump would get up at 3 and tweet, and then use from like 6 a.m. to like noon for private time.
Just Chinese diet pill time. That's what that was.
No law regarding cannabis. Cyber style. Cheers, everybody.
Diet pill time.
Cannabis is for all.
Oh, well, looks like Jimmy Dore is watching our show today. That's outstanding. Thanks, Jimmy, for tuning in today.
Hey, Jimmy.
What's up, buddy?
All right.
So all right,
I think we've hit it big. We got Jimmy as a viewer.
Jimmy's watching. This government secrets is going to be huge now.
Or does that mean? I don't know if it's the same people I've met, or does that mean the guy that runs his webpage is tuned in?
Yeah, if it was Jimmy, then the super chat would have some sort of sarcastic remark or talk about his Chinese diet pills that he does, or something like that. All right, so let's get into it. Government Secrets, episode 14.
Dude, my super chat got fucking bumped. $100 super chat got
Chinese
bumped.
techno episode. K-pop. It's the K-pop episode.
Oh God! Right,
So
yeah.
I think we should spend at least the opening segment, if not two, just talking about what the fuck we think will happen Tuesday. Because I in my brain that is a government secret as to what will go down.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, there's like 500 potential outcome scenarios, right? Like, and everyone's got all these. And every time some reasonable person that I like or respect says, well, this could happen, or they could be doing this, I always go, it might be. Anything's possible. So what are your Chinese diet pill predictions for Tuesday?
I think anthrax has been dusted on every touchscreen machine, and we're all dead.
I'm excited for an Anthrax reboot. Anthrax reboot.
Remix, yeah.
Remix.
You get both the toxin and the band in the same envelope. It's a vinyl they send out. And so I did a live stream today where I talked about how, and this gets into the kind of government secret portion of it, which is our country is uniquely suited to create the brand of chaos that may happen on Tuesday.
Oh.
And for a multitude of reasons, but one of them is that, and there's a lot to explain, so I'm going to try and make it pretty succinct here, but our media is talking about how, like, there's a flood of mail-in voting, more than we've ever seen. Over 60, it's like 70% of the people who voted, of the number of people who voted last time, have already voted, have already sent in ballots. Like, it is crazy more voting than they're used to. Meaning certain states are not going to be able to count this shit on the day of, and it's going to take several days. Now, if certain states announce their outcome on the day of, on Tuesday, then you could still kind of know that Biden is winning or whatever. Like if Biden were to win Florida, if they were to announce that on Tuesday, then the odds of Trump winning apparently are like less than 1% if he loses Florida. So something like that could happen. But exempting something like that, it will be some degree of confusion and chaos. Trump will announce he's won, no matter what the reality is. Trump will announce he's won unless it is a clear landslide against him. And even then, he might announce he's won. But
everybody knows this.
Everybody knows that one. And the reason that's even possible is because you have you have two kinds of crucial polling: pre-election polls and exit polls. In pre-election polls, because they've been off so much, so many years in a row in swing states, these polls are fucking off. And they're off not because the pollsters are bad, but because a crazy number of people have been purged from the voter rolls. So they think they're going to vote. So they're called by a pollster and they say, absolutely, I'm voting. And then they are unable to vote. And some of them don't even know they didn't vote because they're given a provisional ballot, so they think they voted and they did not vote. And that happens a lot too. Greg Palast is estimating that 16 million people have been purged going into this election. Millions upon millions of people, especially in swing states. And so those polls will be off by a lot, especially in swing states. And normally you could use those pre-election polls to point to and say, look, we know this election is not legit because look at these polls. But instead, we have been shown that they're wrong again and again and again because these people think they're voting and they're not allowed to vote because capitalism is a democracy problem, therefore it needs to suppress democracy. And so people of color mainly and young people, but mostly people of color, are purged from the rolls. Then you have the exit polls. But I'll pause there and we can get to the exit polls in a minute.
Well, yeah, I mean, and this goes back actually to the Joe Mentum scam of the Democratic primary, because it was the exit polls that showed Bernie with double-digit wins in all of these districts that Biden somehow won.
Yeah.
And of course, wacky coincidence, they were mainly in voting precincts that used a touchscreen. So, no conspiracy there. That's good. Just don't ask any more questions on that one.
And same with 2016.
Yeah, and same with 2016. So that's the thing too, is the exit poll is far more accurate. I can't even watch the regular polls. Now, some of them are showing like in states that Hillary thought she was going to get 4 years ago and ended up losing, Biden has a bigger lead.
Yeah, Biden, yeah.
But
Yeah, the stuff the mainstream media is giving us, which I think is accurate, is that Biden has a far more stable lead in these pre-election polls. They're not swinging wildly back and forth, and his lead in swing states is greater. But
so yeah, I mean there's that thing. I think, like you say, I think Trump is going to declare victory. No matter
No law
what.
regarding
I don't
cannabis.
know.
Cannabis
I mean,
isn't tennis, bro.
unless
I
he's
didn't realize. I just
so
knew it was time, so I felt like it's time to smoke. It's fucking 420.
tired of just he's like lazy.
420,
He's
no
like,
law
I don't
regarding
wanna do
cannabis.
it
Cheers,
anymore.
everybody.
I just want to run my own kingdom somewhere on Mar-a-Lago. He might just go,
Well,
yeah, I guess I lost. I don't know.
yeah,
like,
but the two things that I think stop him from that is one, unlike most previous presidents, there is a slight risk that they could come after him legally for various crimes. Never the real crimes, never like war crimes, because that kind of shit they love doing. So they might come after him for some bullshit, you know, like they tried to impeach him for the Ukraine shit, which is standard presidential corruption. Same shit Biden did as vice president. So that might make him fight to the death. But and then the psychology, he clearly is he's a pathological liar. He's a sociopath, and he has quite a pathology around losing. So to be the loser is
right.
a fate worse than death for him. And then the final thing is that he does have hundreds of millions of whatever the technical terminology for pushback loans that have been delayed, that are due, hundreds of millions of dollars that he does not have at all. And he is basically broke, and those are coming due, and he thinks the only way to keep avoiding those is to be president.
Wow, now that is a government secret, Lee Camp, I did not know. Of course, he's like anybody who's like, I'm the best, I'm number one. It's like a guy that gambles a lot, you know, and those guys only tell you when they win. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're like, oh, that I picked it. I had the Niners and the points or whatever. They never talk about all the money they've lost. And those guys that talk that big, they always have some like debt up to their eyeballs, or there's a court case looming and they're hiding from, or something like that. Those guys are always have some shady shit behind them. Well, here's my thinking on this, on what potentially could happen Tuesday, and it's something when I had
Is
Whitney
Jimmy
Webb on the
Dorsham
show
going
about a
live
month
right now?
ago, is that all these powerful people, like real deep state types, and both parties are deliberately going to put us into a hung election to spurn a civil war, so that the end game, it's not about
No.
someone winning or losing this election. The end game is martial law and just more keeping us clamped down. So
Well, but that, I don't know. I mean, that implies that they've somehow
No,
lost
the
control.
end
of the
game
American
is
populace.
self-preservation.
Like, yeah,
No,
there
no, no,
are
no,
some
no, 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 no,
protests
no.
here and there,
The
but
end
if you really
game-
look at us, we're pretty well enslaved.
The
I
end
mean,
game
we
is
all-
self-preservation.
We all think that our slave labor is all that matters, and as long as we're given a job, we're happy, or not happy, but we're depressed, but we're not gonna riot or anything. And so, I mean, I think having a defined president and some sort of like quote unquote normality is great for them. I think they prefer that over declaring martial law, which people have a tendency to fight against. So
Right, and in a country with all these guns, that would
yeah.
there would be.
Well, you and I were saying before we started taping that you know, Walmart took the guns off the shelves or whatever, and so we're gonna see just like a revolution of sporting goods. It's gonna be mainly tetherballs and hockey sticks, and
Super
Guys
chat,
with
super
lawn
chat,
bowling,
super chat,
just
super
going
chat,
at
super
it,
chat,
just
super chat.
hardcore.
yeah. What was the name of the guy who teamed up with the Ninja Turtles? He had like hockey sticks and like fucking baseballs and shit.
Well, I mean, look, lacrosse was a Native American sport that actually was started as like warring tribes. That's how they'd settle disputes. So maybe we might just go back to some old school lacrosse matches where people are just pounding the crap out of each other with lacrosse sticks. I don't know. I played this stuff in college.
Folks in the comment thread, I need to find out who the guy was that teamed up with the Ninja Turtles and had the hockey sticks. This is very important. Casey Jones, thank you, Matt. Yes, Casey Jones. I love how all that. What the fuck was with Casey Jones? All the Ninja Turtles have these like crazy names like Raphael and Leonardo. They all have these like great Renaissance names, and then it's like, yeah, it's fucking Rodney Casey over there. It's like Casey Jones. Fuck you. Give him a cool name too. What? Just because he's humanoid?
No, he doesn't get a cool name.
Thanks.
All
Just 'cause he's humanoid.
Thanks, Casey. It's just like, I mean, so I like, yeah, I feel like unless Biden just overwhelming, and I'll just to play devil's advocate on this, because I really have it's hard to predict any of this, but just watching some of these numbers, like you said, there's been over 77 million. That was as of yesterday. Probably more upwards of 80 million. So like you said, we've already had 60% or more of the total votes from 2016 have already shown up via mail, right?
Yeah.
So and what they're doing, they're obviously like critical states like Wisconsin, they've tried to clamp down, and so Wisconsin, I believe, unless this has changed, has said any ballots received after November don't count. Whereas like
That was the Supreme Court decision, I think.
okay,
That it went to Supreme Court, and Trump's newly far right wing Supreme Court quickly said, "Oh yeah, shut off the voting."
yeah. So thank you, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, for not stepping down during Obama when she was asked, and thank you to Obama for not forcing somebody in when he could have. So
I know. Meanwhile, who was the judge that Trump forced out when he first got into office? The guy's like 60 years old. He's like, "You're feeling old, aren't you? Your hips are bad, right? You better step down." Yeah, I got this guy Kavanaugh. He's young. He's agile. He's spry. He's spry. You're feeling bad. Oh, is that a cough? Yeah, you're gonna die soon. You're definitely gonna die. You better step down.
how many fingers am I holding up? That vision. Yep, hooked it. Get out.
Camera,
Ruth Bader
person,
Ginsburg, like the
woman,
arm falls off.
man,
She's like, I'm
television.
still alive. Like she was pulling the fucking God damn it, the Mike Myers movie, Austin Powers,
Oh,
where,
right.
where he's like, I'm not dead yet. She was pulling the I'm not dead yet.
Yeah, so I think so you've got these factors, and then I've watched some stuff of like a lot of since the Democratic Party, starting with, I mean, clearly with the nomination of Joe Biden and the stealing it basically from Bernie, who was beating everybody, and then Bernie just quit. But the Democratic convention where they had all these Republicans speak, and in the debates where they're like, I'm not going to ban fracking. No, we're not going to do that Green New Deal. Hell no, we're not going to have Medicare for all. It was clearly, I was like, oh,
fighting over who's more right wing.
yeah, exactly. It was a Republican debate. And the Democratic Party clearly has gone after these sort of like suburban Republicans, these sort of Mitt Romney, Reagan Republicans, whatever you want to call them. And, you know, I was watching a thing today on Sky News, which is an English channel. Now, they're very corporate. I think it's Rupert Murdoch who probably owns them or whatever.
Yeah, Sky News is Rupert Murdoch.
Right. So they were interviewing all of these like basically suburban white women who are like doubling down on Biden, many of whom voted for Trump 4 years ago. many of whom, again, now this is the corporate media for sure, but I wonder,
Soccer moms?
and you have to take that into account in the sense of like, that if the deep state, the oligarchs are, since they're controlling all of this, they're going to try to feed a narrative that supports Biden overwhelmingly winning, because maybe they think Trump did some of our bidding, but he's a little bad for business, and
Yeah, he's a bad CEO for America Inc.
Yeah.
He makes us look bad. We can go along with systemic racism and obliterate other nations quietly, but Trump really throws it in your face.
yeah, yeah, and he's not fixing any of those. And his supporters are like, well, that's because he's going to fix it. No, he's not.
He just hadn't gotten around it. Just let him finish this golf game. He's gonna get to it next week.
I heard somebody said to me on social media, but Graham, he hasn't started any new wars. Oh, that's how low the bar is.
I'm going to troll them really hard right
He's still
now.
bombing 7 countries, but he hasn't started any new ones.
I'm going to troll them with the super chat.
Well, and the military under Trump dropped more bombs than Obama the first year. I think the numbers. I think they haven't revealed the numbers since his first year, but in Trump's first year, they dropped over 40,000 munitions, and in Obama's final year, it was 30-some thousand. So he is bombing more than Obama.
So, and of course, thanks to the Democratic Congress, he keeps getting more money for his military budget. So it's really fantastic. So the fact that this peacenik is laughable. So I wonder, like, are all the early voting and the mail-in voting probably favors Trump, or excuse me, favors Biden.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And this suburban white women showing up en masse for Biden, and the big people showing up for Biden. Not that Biden isn't inspiring anybody. It's just this massive no on Trump.
Biden's enthusiasm. People are voting Biden, but they're not enthusiastic about it. So I saw the other day that whole Biden's enthusiasm is like 9%, which is just lower than the enthusiasm for stubbing your dick on a table. So.
He's so funny.
I get a little excited about that.
When he just does random funny shit, he's the best.
You're in the 8% is what you're saying.
God.
Yes. Every once in a while, I was like, oh.
Stubbing your dick on a table.
No, not as best as I thought.
Oh, hey, you know what? Check me in your box on that one.
But yeah, I mean, he has no enthusiasm, but people are voting. Really, I'd say 50% of all Biden votes are just against Trump. It's just stop this fucking chaos, which, there's a certain amount of the chaos that will be stopped, meaning kind of the outward show of how awful things are will be stopped because you won't have an idiot tweeting about it all day long. So if you're voting for the president to stop tweeting, then you will vote for Biden because you will succeed.
If you want a more presidential Twitter feed, then Biden is your man. And that'll help you go back to sleep for the bombing and the sanctioning and the kids in cages and everything else. So, all right, let's talk.
Well, we have to save time for exit poll.
Yeah. Okay. But all right. So let's talk about that then. So next week. I mean, do you see like a clear winner come Tuesday night?
Wow.
Only if one of these states that counts more of their vote, counts a lot of their mail-in votes before the election. Like apparently Pennsylvania. So I haven't actually looked up which states are which, but I did hear that Florida counts a lot of theirs beforehand. So you may know Florida Tuesday night. Pennsylvania apparently does not begin counting their mail-in votes until it's either polls close or until Tuesday or something. So the odds of knowing something about Pennsylvania, I think, are pretty slim. And so, but if you know, so I only think there will be a clear, wow, Biden's run away with it kind of information rush if we know one of these states, like Florida, has gone for Biden that everyone thought was not going to go for Biden, and if you get there, then the odds of Trump running are so slim, winning are so slim that you could have a kind of known winner that night.
Right.
Outside of that, I think you have a lot of chaos because Trump will declare victory Tuesday night.
Right. And then when that happens, then all hell breaks loose. So yeah, I agree. Unless there's like these clear, like Florida, Ohio, Pennsylvania, are like all our.
I'm going to ask Lee that's going to make them both. I'm going to ask Lee something that's going to make them both laugh, just to make them laugh.
Like they just
It's
say
gonna be
we
fucking
count
funny.
them,
Super
and
chat 'em.
the people people voting today. There's not enough votes left to.
Right.
Um,
Right, and here's where exit polling plays in, because if we had a legit election system, if we weren't a banana republic, then like a lot of countries, we would have legit exit polls that people trusted, and the exit polls were almost always within 2 to 4%, but really closer to 2% different from the actual results, so that it's so close that you're like, well, the exit polls reveal basically the result within 2 points. And in most countries, you could look to that and you could say, well, we know basically what happened. We know basically who won. And that actually is what happened initially in Bolivia. Initially in Bolivia, this 2 weeks ago, when they voted out their US-backed coup, the exit polls showed that the Evo Morales' MAS party was winning.
I can't believe I'm spending money on these
of the
chats.
vote, and
It's so
it
fucking
was
funny.
like they were just destroying the competition. So they knew those exit polls were just, it was too far to be stolen. Like even if the coup government had changed the results 100%, everyone would just looked at the exit polls and said, you're full of shit. Whereas we, because our exit polls are wrong a lot of the time, and they're wrong because of machine rigging, because of voter purging, all these reasons, our exit polls are only run by one fucking company. Edison Research is the only fucking company, and they outright.
Graham's laughing at my.
The CEO said it.
Graham's laughing at my super. Graham's laughing at my super chat. He read it and he laughed.
They take the exit polls and they align them with the machine results, meaning they take the thing that is supposed to prove whether the machines were right, and they change it to fit the machines, which is the opposite of an exit poll. So we don't have really legit exit polls, and CNN and all those don't even, they've stopped even
Billy Von
announcing
Thornton with
the
somebody.
full exit poll results. They'll announce 62% of people said they're voting because of healthcare. Like they'll say things like that in the exit polls. They won't announce the full exit poll result because they know that we're fucking watching and we're flipping the fuck out.
Yeah, so it's going to come down to which states are either have already started counting the mail-in ballots, or at least start them like Tuesday morning when the polls open is when they start counting them, and their goal is like, well, we're going to count these and have a reasonable count by the end of the day.
Yeah.
And therefore we can say, look, we've already counted, 60, 75, 70% of the mail-in ballots, and already there's this percentage win for either a person. So, and because like California, for example, you can mail in, and as long as it's postmarked November 3rd, they will continue to count them until every ballot is counted, which is what it should be. But not every state does that. Some states are like, if we don't get it by the 3rd, it doesn't count. So,
right, yeah, and here's the other tricky thing is like in the primary, California will continue to count like provisional ballots and shit like that. They'll count it for weeks. And with Bernie Sanders versus Hillary, they didn't announce the final winner until weeks later. But the problem is that, well, part of the problem is they know that no one's paying attention weeks later. So whatever is the projected winner by CNN or AP or whatever, that's what counts. So they projected Hillary the winner on the night of the primary, and by the time all the votes were in, which, you know, they who knows what actually went down in the count, but, you know, later they announced that Hillary won by a much
Right on,
smaller
Billy Bob.
portion than they thought, but she still won. And so it's like provisional ballots are designed to do two things. You know, one is to make people think they voted. So that, you know, Greg Palast named them placebo ballots. They're a oh yeah, you voted, yeah, just go on about your way. Oh, we'll handle it from here. Yeah, it's great. So they're placebo ballots. But then even if they are counted, they're counted weeks later. People aren't paying attention. So it serves two purposes in that way.
So yeah, I think it's a slim chance we have an answer, a real answer Tuesday night. And
but so that's the next question though, is if we don't have a real answer Tuesday night, what do you see happen?
well, like you said, Trump is going to say, "I'm the one."
I'm working on my
everybody knows
beard.
this, I'm the exalted
I
leader
keep
of
brushing
all
my beard up.
in space. It's Planet Trump now. And then
Almost that too.
people are going to go nuts. And I think his supporters are going to go out in the streets and go nuts. And then some people are going to go, no, we've had enough. And I
No.
think there's going to be
I think we'll be okay.
more
I think everyone's
violence,
gonna calm
in the
down. Everybody's
streets.
gonna
And I
sit
think
down
there
and
could
shut
be
up,
2 or
and
3
everybody's
days
gonna
of
calm
just
the fuck
rioting
down.
and looting until there's any kind of decision made.
There's nothing to
Okay,
burn
but
down.
so obviously that's, you know, a horrifying scenario. But beyond just that,
They're
that
not gonna do
doesn't
that.
actually tell us.
They're the
Although
ones who've
it'll
all
be
been
tough
saying
to
how
take
horrible
your eyes
these
off
fucking
all that shit. That doesn't actually tell us what will happen
the
with
people
the,
out in the streets
power
have been up
structure
until
in
now.
America.
What are they, fucking hypocrites?
Let's remember that at the end of the day, these are all part of the kind of ruling elite corporatocracy. They don't like Trump because he's kind of accidentally, through his megalomaniacal man-child behavior, revealed kind of the con game. But
Right.
they also don't want mass chaos because that upends
Jimmy
their
Dore's going
machine
live,
of
I bet.
exploitation. It makes it harder to exploit us if there's fucking chaos in the streets. So, what happens in terms of the you know, power vacuum in America?
That's an interesting debate. That's an interesting discussion. Is the ruling class elites, is mass hysteria and society collapsing, is that their end game of mass control? Or, as you said, and it's a reasonable question to ask, because I've asked this myself, or do they go, look, if everyone's in the street rioting, they're not working for us and buying shit. So
Right.
we need them pacified into
Electoral
thinking
laws.
that we're this democracy and oh, your vote
For the
mattered
press?
and Biden's the new guy, and they're kind of hoping that the left goes back to sleep and goes back to brunch because they don't want them really paying attention. That was a big problem with Trump, is it made a lot of people start paying more attention.
Well, and not just the left, but you know, if there were to ever be some sort of unity between disenfranchised workers, left, right, and in the middle, they'd be super fucked.
Right, and that's what they can't have. So that's their end game, is to keep everybody divided, distracted, and afraid. So if they and they want people fighting with each other in the streets, rather than, like you say, getting together and going, oh no, we need to just go round up the billionaires. You know, we need to get everyone in Congress and Senate out. You're done. It's over. We're burning down the Senate.
And with our sporting goods, we'll have a tennis net. We can wrap them up in.
I'm gonna volleyball spike these assholes out of Congress. Yeah, so that's the question. Is like, does this? It's hard to see what the bigger end game is. Just the keep us all working slaves, having 3 jobs, too busy. Because I think the shutdown, the pandemic, and then the George Floyd, those 2 weeks, I really think they went, oh no, nobody had anything to do. They all got together in the streets. That's when you saw the narrative. Then they really started. I was watching it. I was talking about it on my show. I was like, oh, they're starting to make it out like it's a race war, which.
Well, Trump, yeah, that was useful. Well, or Trump thought it was useful to him to say it's a race war.
And the media jumped on board with it. CNN and them, they of course Fox would, but CNN did as well, because they didn't want to talk about the fact that, yeah, I'm not trying to diminish the racism, the systemic racism in this country. It's very prevalent. It's been around for centuries. But the thing that was so unique about the George Floyd protest was it was everybody.
Well, and you'll notice that like a CNN, they'll cover certain things like that when they blow up, both because it looks bad for Trump, you know, to say he's creating this racism, but for them to claim that, even though he didn't create racism, but also they'll cover it while it blows up, and then they'll spend a few episodes on it, and then they'll move on, and they'll act like it doesn't exist anymore, even though in the weeks following the George Floyd protests, to this day, there have been regular Black Lives Matter protests that the media doesn't cover because they don't want to continue to sustain that narrative of people standing up and marching and being furious.
Yeah, they just, and that's the thing too, is like, I remember I was talking to this guy at one of the protests, this black guy probably in his late 40s or 50s, and he said, "This is the most white people I've ever seen at a Black Lives Matter protest in my life." He's like,
because it was on CNN.
Yeah, and also, you know, it was like everybody was stuck at home. Everybody had to pay attention. They couldn't just look at the George Floyd footage and go, "Wow, that's awful," but I got to go back to my jobs and my kids and whatever else.
Also, it was the only thing to do. I mean, everything was canceled. So it looked like a fun hangout.
Yeah, well, that was part of it. Was like everyone's been isolated indoors. You know what? I'm gonna put a mask on and go outside, and I actually together with people felt like, yeah, you know, like this is. So I don't know, and I think they're hoping the Biden win is going to put a bunch of people back to sleep, and because for a while, I got to be honest, because I've gone back and forth for a while. I thought, well, they know the economy is going to collapse, so they want to lose so Trump wins, so they can say, oh, Trump killed the American economy. He blew up the markets. It's his fault. And they don't know that.
I don't think they want to lose. I think they wanted to pin it on him so he would lose.
Right.
So they wanted. They were fine with kind of blowing up the economy. Well, and there's another reason behind that too. You know, capitalism has this boom bust cycle, and during every bust, Wall Street actually gets trillions of dollars. So the busts are actually consolidate power for the ruling elite. Rather than being a bad thing, it actually is quite good for them in general. That doesn't mean every company does well, but in general, it's, you know, they love a good giant bust where the government says, we have to give $1 trillion to Wall Street. What else are we gonna do?
Yeah, and in this case, they gave $4.25 trillion, so they made their money in the stimulus, the first CARES Act, and I'm sure they'll get more in the subsequent ones.
Who was the guy you think in Congress who said 4.26 is too much? Let's 4.25. Let's not go crazy.
I'm sure that person, male or female, they're really fighting for us. Bringing it down to 4.25 from the 2.6. That was really
fighting for the people.
Nah, the working people. That's what they're fighting for.
Okay, but sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say. I mean,
Jimmy's left.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have an answer Tuesday night, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's overwhelming and it's done. But regardless, the economic collapse is coming. Regardless of whoever is declared the winner, whether to declare Tuesday night or December or whatever.
Bong loaded is live.
The economic collapse is coming, and that whoever's in the White House is going to have to deal with that. So.
But I have like buckets of zombie repellent, so I think I'm gonna be all right. Like they're really good spray stuff, not that cheap stuff. The really good stuff.
Get good zombie repellent. That's what we're saying. So I don't know. I don't know that we answered any question. We just put out various scenarios for.
I actually have even a scarier question. Is
bullshit.
Okay, so let's say chaos happens Tuesday. Trump declares himself winner. Biden's the Democrats tend to, as with Al Gore, they tend to after a few days of fight, just because they have the spine of an arthritic jellyfish, they tend to just back down and say, oh, okay, he's right, he won. But let's say that because of how
I'm not making any money off these videos, it's all just the labor I love. So
revealing
why would I fake it?
work
I've had
accidentally.
plenty of chances to sell out,
let's
plenty
say
of
that
chances.
Biden
Dude. So
doesn't
many
cave,
companies hit me up.
they counted out the
Bungalow, you
votes
want to do this
before
video
the Supreme
first?
Court
Bungalow,
stops
you want to do
at
this
Biden
big pay?
won,
Bungalow, you review this
and you
Bungalow,
still
let me
have
send you
Trump
some
claiming
silicone
victory.
butt shit.
Because he's
Bungalow,
claiming that
skim
it's
me,
all
send me this
fraud.
China shit. Bungalow.
Who does the military?
I should just make a video of
Because
me
in a lot
going
of
through like
countries,
my
it
email
does come
junk,
down
dude,
to
because I've spammed so
where
many
the
of these
military is gonna
motherfuckers
go.
from
Now,
China.
I don't think the Democrats will push
It's
to
like,
that because, like I said, this is all
but
the
there's so many
business
people out
community. This is a business community
they're
fighting
just
amongst
so quick to
themselves,
sell
really.
out to a company that wants to sell
So
$500.
They wouldn't push
You
it
know,
to
like,
that.
yeah, $500 is cool and a free bong is cool, but
It might depend.
what about
who
your
they-
respect?
who they
What
back
about
in
what
not pushing it.
people are gonna think of you when you've kept it real for so long and now you a sellout ass bitch? You know? And I know you're not really supposed to give a fuck what people think, and if somebody offered me the right amount of money, hey, there's a price for everything. Somebody wanna slide up underneath my channel and be like, yo, we'll give you 20 grand, you do this shit. Where do I fucking sign? I'm sorry, but that's a chunk. But $500? Come on now, $100 and your free little China shit? Sorry, I'd rather keep my my respect and dignity than sell out for $100 to my PayPal account or $500 to my PayPal account in your Chinese fucking bong or your Chinese vaporizer. You know, this is just not me. Like I said, there's a amount of money that for the right amount of money, hey, yeah, you might see me doing some shit like that, but I guarantee you it's not going to be anytime soon because the amount of money these companies think is something to you is like nothing. Like they're over here making millions of dollars and they want to offer you fucking $5.
And then someone's gonna go, no.
My wow, you know, like otherwise it ain't shit, dude. The fuck is $500 gonna do? Buy me a fucking ounce of weed, like. People think a $20 bill is a lot, dude. $20 bill is like a $5 bill now. Now I don't know where y'all are living, but in California, a 20 ain't shit. You tip somebody a 5, like that's tipping a 1. You know? I mean, it's fucked up, but that's the cost of living and shit, you know? And for me to sell out, I got a price, and that price is more than a lot of these motherfuckers companies gonna be affording. The YouTube police, honestly, bro. Okay, I read that. Giggy Cone video was the first video watched from you, bro. Hell yeah, that's what's up, nigga. Thank Frank. I know you've been around for a while, dude. I've been seeing that name for a long time. Throw a like on this vid. Has some good rewatch video value. Yeah, go hit the thumbs up on this, you know, go give it a like. Go check out Cybershare in there. So if you're new to the channel, go check out some old school videos. If you didn't know, I've been making YouTube videos since 2006.
2006?
2020, it's about to be 2021. So I'm coming up on 15 years of YouTube.
Jesus Christ.
15
Old
years of
school
life
right there,
on
son.
video.
Old school.
That's a feat in itself, right there. Honestly, good job, Bob. Here's look at this is my award to myself. I'm gonna take this sticker off of it if I can. This is the award Bong Loaded for being the most OG YouTuber. Thank you. I'd like to thank everybody watching this video right now. I will accept this award for being the OG YouTuber and never selling out for a bunch of cheap, shitty products. I'd like to thank every one of you boys and girls who watch these videos, who throw likes on those videos, and who most definitely share these videos. This one's for you. I'm gonna hang this up board right here on my wall.
You're gonna have that.
Isn't
Whoever's
it
got
so
the guns
nice?
in that neighborhood is gonna control.
Thanks, YouTube. See, I can pretend, right? I can pretend. That was some role play right there for y'all. That shit ain't ever gonna fucking happen. And even if it did, I probably wouldn't accept it. I'd be like, you know what? A video that I'll never get one. Surprising Bong Loaded with fucking.
Baseball thrown precisely at the right part of the human head could work.
Alright, I do want, for all the people freaking out right now, I do want to say.
That's a lot of viewers, dude. Fuck yeah, one of the
Going through,
OGs.
we're game planning the worst case ever.
Most authentic YouTuber. I remember the vid. Trina was there. Begging Man, Lady Blaze, and some big titty girl. Oh yeah, that was Lady Blaze is from Bolivia. My homeboy Taylor got to fuck her. She was like 35 and my buddy was like 20. I told her she should fuck my homeboy. And she did. Straight Mac of the year, dude, just throwing pussy to all my friends. I swear. I've always been a cock sister, never a cock blocker, dude. Honestly, if you're a cock blocker, you suck as a dude. Never block the cocks, dude.
Exactly.
Just guide the
Always
cocks.
pimp.
Even when I was getting no pussy and I was a virgin, I was like, hey, bro, this bitch wants to fucking bang, dog. You should knock it out. Where they gonna know where to fuck her? Hey, well, I'm gonna take all the homies in and leave. Here's my room, dude. Just please don't fuck me nut on my bed. I would always tell the homies that. Oh, for real? Damn, you the homie Jedi. Motherfucker, I left my torch way over there. I was about to take a dab. Give me 1 second. Let me get my torcho. El torcho.
Lavender bitch, like, whoa, oh, Lavender Husky's sleeping today. How is it a fear?
Roasted girl.
Okay, maybe it's not me. I have a hatred of lavender.
Lavender seems like a weird thing to be a homophobia about. Just like, oh,
Yeah, no, not a phobia, just a hatred. It took over.
Hey, I discovered you from an old school G-Pen video when they first came out. Hell yeah, dude, G-Pens.
I talked about this in my comments.
And I bought that G-Pen just because I was like, dude, this thing's dope.
And I get on the plane, I put this in, and I
Live
found
on
this
forever through the vids.
lavender scented cling mask.
Yeah, man, that's what I plan to do, dude. Kind of like my legacy, dude. You know, like even when I'm dead and gone, my wife, my kids, my family, fuck my mom, if she's still alive, my dad, anybody who fucks with me can throw on a video, right? And they'll still feel like I'm alive.
I like how skipping through a field is
So shout out to you if you're watching this video right now and I'm dead.
Oh, I'm still living my videos.
Legacy.
Fucking like
And to
Obi-Wan.
me, that is worth. YouTube ain't going nowhere. I mean, just imagine what it would take to get rid of YouTube. That'd be like Facebook going somewhere. Yeah, Facebook's just magically gonna get deleted. Like, I'm not gonna say live on forever, but who knows? Maybe someday. Watching these videos, I'll be having a virtual sesh with Blazes too.
I want to help them understand. I requested that you do this.
Right?
So this is not Graham
never
hijacking the
know.
show with more Epstein stuff.
Oh, yeah, this is live.
my
What's up,
request
Michael
that Graham
Cortez?
explain 400 pages of July next
How do you pronounce it?
in 6
They have a
weeks.
setting
Okay,
to
here we
keep your Facebook profile
Really,
to
it
pass
was
away. I know it's
selfish,
called
because I woke up, I
legacy
saw it
mode.
come out, and I was like, I don't want to
My
read
aunt
that. I bet Graham will read it.
has that set up because I just went to her Facebook page.
Give me your notes by 3 o'clock.
I guess her kids, my cousins, probably.
So I've got, I still
Set it
haven't
up
gone
for
through all of
her.
it. I've gone through a lot. And
No pussy for 17
also, by the way,
days,
if
bro.
you're,
Yeah,
if
man,
you're
it's been a stretch.
hit the like button.
And honestly,
If you're
I could
listening
probably
to
get
this
some. I
on
just haven't tried to
iTunes,
push up on
Give
it.
us a
You
good
know, like,
review and download
told
and
myself,
share
well,
it out.
fuck it,
We
dude.
need all those analytics help, especially on the audio side. If you're watching it on either of your YouTube channels, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to us. If you're a fan of one of us but not following the other guy, please do that.
And also, every week we get done and we think we should probably never do this again. So, if you guys are enjoying this, you gotta let us know, and you gotta share it.
Tried
and you
to,
gotta
but you're
tell
not
us
reading my
this is
super
something you
chat.
want to keep going.
Tried to let
Yeah.
you know, but you're not reading my
Every week
super
I'm on the
chat.
phone to Graham, and I've got my toes off the edge of the roof of the building, and
Funny.
he says, how about one more week?
One more week, Lee. One more week. And he's like, I think I smell lavender. And I'm like, Lee, come off the ledge. We'll do one more. I won't bring up Epstein this time unless you ever me. So yeah, Lee and I are so torn between like, Yeah, do we want to do anything again, especially after Tuesday? We'll
Do
find
we
out.
want to do? I do want life to go on
Anyways,
after
just
Tuesday.
turned 41, yo.
Do we
Matter of
want-
fact,
if it's gonna be Mad Max,
haven't
I'm
had sex
out.
with her
I'm
since she
out.
was
I'm not gonna
41
fight
years old.
bands in the
That's
street. I'm out.
that-
I'm
that
punching
whole
out.
switch
Like,
just
Well, and I wasn't even gonna say this because I probably talked about it too much. But the amazing thing is that through all this fighting, through all this chaos, and through the situations that you and I just discussed could happen on Tuesday,
of being
these
40,
two
well,
motherfuckers
41. Oh my
agree on 90%
Oh,
of the
God.
structural like systems of our country.
Yeah, they
So
do.
It's like you're talking about a 10% difference between the two of them.
Like
And,
that.
Right.
yeah.
That's next. No Medicare for all for both of
But
them.
enough
Neither
about
one
me.
are gonna
What's up
ban
with y'all?
fracking. No Green
How
New
many of
Deal.
you boys and
None
girls
of them
here
are
are
gonna.
in
There's no free
relationships?
college. There's no.
If you're in a relationship,
They're
no.
both, they're
press
both
like a
deep
one,
throating
and
Wall
if you're
Street.
single,
They
press
both
two.
love
So I could just see how many
apps.
people.
They're both like
Yeah, so even if we have a peaceful transfer of power Tuesday night and Trump gives a concession speech, let's work together. We're still the environment's still collapsing. You know, like,
I love,
Hell
I love
yeah,
the
what's
idea
up,
of a
man?
peaceful
Good to
transfer
see
of
you here,
power
bro.
between two endless war.
So looking like about
Oh,
50-50 so far.
Exactly.
Single,
a
single.
peaceful transfer of never-ending war cycle.
Right.
Um,
I'll hand off
Yeah,
the
two is
automatic
this
rifle
bitch,
to
me
Phoebe.
too.
a peaceful transfer of
Good to
fascist
see you, man.
national police force.
Usually it's the other way around, man. I'm watching your lives. So
Of
that's
a
cool that
hopeless
you're up in
problem
here,
nobody
man.
cares
Appreciate
about.
you.
And like it's also
I know you're 61 years old, but I'm a
between
jiggle
the
though.
guys who created
So it looks like I don't know, maybe more single people than people in relationships. So out of all you single dudes, how many times a month do you go on a date? So if you're single, are you dating? Do you use dating apps? Are you up on like what is it, Plenty of Fish and what did my buddy tell me? Okay Cupid and fucking Tinder or whatever.
Let's really give this thing a go.
But at least, if either one of these guys become president, the people that are a heartbeat away, one wants to shock the gay out of people and outlaw lunch with women, and the other one put 100,000 black men behind bars. So we have great backup plans for all of this. But all right, anyway, let's go into this. So I went through a lot of this document, and I've even read some articles that have gone through it as well. There's a lot of big name redactions, obviously, and like Clinton's name is redacted, Alan Dershowitz's name is redacted.
So how do you know it's redacted? How do you know it's like Clinton?
Well,
Doing it, and he grows massive fucking massive big weed, big weed. Y'all think like I grow some weed. This fool, he'll show you how to grow some weed. He sells some trendy Nays paint oil. Go check him out. Go fuck with him. If you fuck with Bong Loaded and you don't know fucking name, that's the homie Benene. He don't like it when you call him by his name, so that's why he goes by Nay. That's his nickname. I ain't gonna blast you out, but I did say Benene. If you know, you know. Anyway, that's the homie. Go fuck with him. Trendyasdabbers.com, I think is his website. He's always live over on Facebook. Go add him up. Fucking Trendy Nay. Ben Shader. There you go. Ben.
He couldn't
I'm
remember my name.
blasting you out, bro, because that's your fucking Facebooks. Go at him on Facebook. Ben Shader. He's got like 100 fucking Facebook profiles. And he goes live on all of them somehow. He knows how to do the live streaming shit. Hella dope. Way more dope than I do. He goes live to one channel, and he goes live to all of them. So, fuck with Nay. That's the homie.
Oh,
I'm pumped you up in the chat right now, bro.
oh man, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
He hooked me up.
Trying to, man. I'll take what I can and get at this point. Fuck, I haven't dated in months. Fuck Tinder. They should just make an app called Smash or Pass. Fuck Tinder. Be honest, y'all. Fuck, haven't dated in months, bro. Basically since COVID. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, all you single dudes out there, like, man, it's gotta be rough trying to get some pussy during COVID. Like, how you gonna meet? You basically have to meet on an app, because it's not like you can go out to a bar and meet a chick nowadays. It's going to get cold soon, man. What's up, Bond Loaded in Room? What's up, Julius? This is my good channel, Nay's Garden, Ben Shader, 6 Facebook channels. Rarely catch the live streams. What's up, Paul Moore? Nay's live right now. Everyone was kind of quiet about that one. To be honest, I got a lot of pussy during COVID, surprisingly. Hey, I think it's because Chicks is bored. That's probably why, dude. Chicks is bored sitting around at home. They want to get the D.
That she had. Like she would give them money. Like, but I would. You know, so you hire them. You
This
give,
is like Bill Clinton. It depends on what the meaning of is.
dude, it is exactly that. It's that same creepy liar thing. It's like, did you go there and have sex with that woman Friday night? What do you define by night? Like,
What do you mean by sex? He came in her eye. Does that count as sexual relations?
dude, it's in here. In the 50s, she says, well, first of all, here's this. I mean, there's just pages of all these redactions in here. But I want to go to page 50. She says, and this Mr. This is
Should I worry about you, Graham? Is this your bedtime reading? Are you like, do you fall asleep to this?
Man, I can't wait
That's all
for
I
the
do
super
is I just
chats.
read this. I wake up in the morning and I have tea, and I think, oh, the world's run by pedophiles.
I hope Lee
it's-
sticks around.
It's this thing. Did you ever pay an individual? Did you ever hand an individual cash for work you performed? Can you be more specific about what you're asking me? What is vague about that?
She's like, do what? By hand cash? Do you mean Venmo? Because
what does that you mean? And what does cash mean?
yeah.
Like money cash? Did I hand?
What is cash? Is it just pieces of paper we give meaning that don't actually have meaning? What is cash?
After Nixon
What's
took
going to be
over
your costume? I have an anonymous mask right up there. You see it? It's got my gold-plated Jesus hanging from it. Did I ever tell you guys the gold-plated Jesus story?
Uh-oh.
I think I did.
at the home to the best
But anyway, if you missed it, I ordered some RC car parts from China, and I got this gold-plated Jesus necklace in the mail.
Wow.
I love cash for the pool guy. By the way,
Fucking,
pool guy was actually
China
a
shit.
girl, and by guy I mean 14
I got the Hellraiser mask. Hopefully the trick-or-treaters come through. Nice. Full uniform and sweatbands.
Like all the, and she says, I didn't have those
Picking up
jobs.
chicks from
I didn't
nowhere,
do that
maybe
at.
having boyfriends with babies, daddies, and
It's
trying
like,
to get the V.
so now he gets into the thing of like, they got paid between $100 and $200. This is what the
Guess I
masseuse
wanted
said.
as a kid and
What-
be in
did
the
it
hospital, then
vary
shit.
based on what sexual acts they performed. No, it varied depending on how much time they
I
spent.
don't need to go to the
Um,
hospital in a while.
Then this question,
Right
did
when
the
all this
massage
shit
therapists
began,
that
I
were
got
hired
shingles. I
to
got
come to the
fucked up
home
case of
perform
shingles.
sexual acts for Jeffrey Epstein?
Never
What
had
are you
shingles in my
asking
life.
me?
That shit hurt, dude.
What? How can you not know?
Don't wish that upon anybody.
Um,
Man, I
I'm
was just
asking
super
if the massage.
stressed
Are you
out. I
asking
guess
about
that's what
underage
brings
girls?
it on.
Yeah, absolutely. I am asking that.
And
Are
anybody
you
who's
asking
ever
if
had
they were
chicken
paid for
pox
sexual?
before has the shingles virus living inside.
This is my favorite thing.
I did not know
Did any
that.
of the massage therapists who
The
were
good
at the
thing
home
is
perform
supposed to be
sexual
once you get
acts for
shingles
Epstein?
once,
I don't know what
You
you mean
usually
by
don't ever get
sexual
it again.
acts.
So
Wow.
Right? Like, did you shoot this person with a gun? What do you mean by shoot?
Now he fired the bullet, but the bullet entered the other guy's head by its own volition.
The bullet was acting in its own accordance with its
Yeah.
own thinking. I don't know. I mean, and when you say fired, you mean like I stopped hiring the bullet? Is that what
You mean I stopped holding the bullet within my gun, and I released it out into the world? What it did at that point is not.
the bullet was just on its own? Well, I don't think it goes.
Anything I once held that is now out in the world is somehow, I once held my cousin. Does that mean everything he does from now on is
chicks are definitely bored. They can't blow you off when there ain't shit to do.
That's how.
A couple of my friends knocked up their ladies.
The whole thing is this: is her.
Average
just
Joe from
not
the Dodgeball movie.
So it's
Since I when he was a kid.
The thing I really want to go to.
Staying home making a fire. There's so much wrong with
The
gold
very
plated
beginning,
Jesus.
this is like
Hilariously
the
ironic.
seem to at the very beginning when they're just doing the sort of perfunctory. Do you
Yeah, the fact that it should be because I'm a fucking atheist, dude. I don't believe in that shit.
Who's here? Julian Maxwell called as a witness. We're going to explain what's going to happen. This is all the just early stuff, right? There's a court reporter, right? Is there anything that would prevent you from making testimony?
He just dropped the gold-plated Jesus on the floor.
This one right here. Can you give your address for the record?
Damn.
Blank. Okay, that seems fair enough to be
It's so
blank.
cheap,
Date of
just
birth,
pop
I don't
right
know why
off.
that should be blanked.
I should wear this for Halloween.
And then her lawyer
Show
steps in and
everybody.
says, this is
I believe in God, yeah. Look at this shit. So I ordered some RC car parts. And instead of the RC parts coming, this came in the mail.
Oh, it's a gold-plated Jesus. I love it. Oh my God, I love it. I fucking love it.
Jesus, Lord. Coming at you today.
God, I need to find one.
Right, and that's when we learned about like
Smoking on
Nadia
that Jesus
Markova,
OG.
who was trafficked at age like 15 and then became one of
Funny shit though.
Epstein's recruiters.
Yo, bomb
That's when
loaded,
the first
son,
stuff about
got
the
Max
started
Cloud.
to come out.
I'm a fucking rapper now, cause I got Jesus keeps surrounding my neck.
Quickly squashed.
Smoke weed, don't give a heck, don't give a fuck. Driving the truck, mama's in heaven. Stop off at 7-Eleven.
Maxwell's lawyers pushed it off and pushed it off.
Am I sitting on my fucking pajamas? Oh man,
They're starting to get.
that ass just folded it.
I would like to clarify the address. I'm in the process of selling the house,
Just
so while
about
I
for the
still
Halloween
receive
special.
mail there, it's not.
Murakami is coming for you tomorrow.
Okay, that's a fair thing to say.
Cheers, Kevin.
It's in the process of being sold. It still requires some final paperwork to be done, so just for the purpose of clarity, do you have a new address?
I'm waiting for the super chat.
That right there said
Surprisingly, kids do not like this mask.
that
They get scared. I
Maxwell
wear a hoodie,
is
hoodie
starting to
over
come
my
out.
head, big black hoodie,
And she
all
said,
black.
I don't have a
Baseball
photo.
cap down
You
low
tell
like
me
that.
which person
And I just
that doesn't have an address somewhere, if they're selling one of their houses, they can't list any, they can't list, well, actually, just list the house.
I think it's,
there, or
because I think it's a
south
purge.
of France, or
Yeah.
this asshole's yacht. She said, I do not, and that's when
Should I
she
put this
started
up on my
to
eBay
see
store?
here. That's when we started to see.
I got a lot of G.I. Joes on my eBay store right now. And a Grave Digger monster truck. You guys go dig that shit up. Go check it out. The link's in the
Oh, yeah, she
description.
had that fucking, what,
Maybe I should put this up on there. I think I'm going to, just for somebody to bid on. We started out at $9.99. So if you guys want to buy this, dude, check the eBay store in the next couple of days. I'm gonna throw it up there, just for shits and giggles. Bomb loaded, certified. Jesus necklace. I'll even send you a picture of me wearing it.
To snatch up girls in addition to the modeling
If
scam.
that's Jerome Baker up, I'll buy it. What Jerome Baker, bro?
Maria Farmer.
I don't have not a one Jerome Bakers.
Les Wexner is the head of the.
No, JB.
I'm gonna go, guys. Y'all take care. Thanks for watching. Check out my friend Ron Placone, ronplacone.com, and
SMT, Axial SMT 10.
Ron and Lucy. I'm sorry, LucyandRon.com. Great comic. Check it out. Find his show on YouTube, podcast. Get your news on with Ron Placone channel. Subscribe and hit all for all notifications. He's also on Twitter. You can tweet your news at him, and he'll read it on his show. He's on Twitter, he's on Instagram, and he's on Facebook at Ron Placone. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, guys.
You just gotta put electronics. You know what's up with RCs that ain't shit. You need the motor, a speed controller, a servo, and a battery. And you good to go. It's basically what's known as a roller.
Great recruiting tool. Hey,
I think I'm gonna do one more and then I'm gonna get out the door. Already been broadcasting for an hour.
Bye.
Yeah,
Bye, everybody.
Kelly Cushing,
Bye.